Hi, hello, how are you? I'm Pia. In this video, I'm going to be writing like Ursula K. Le Guin for a week. Basically, for 5 days, I followed the writing routine of writer, author, icon, Ursula K. Le Guin. If you don't know who Ursula K. Le Guin is, crazy. Ursula K. Le Guin is a sci-fi and fantasy author. She is known as the mother of the magical school. So like move over, J.K. Rowling. She has like literally written like over hundreds of things, gotten so many awards, and I just really like her. I recently did a project on her, so I was like, this is the perfect time to try someone's writing routine because I like want to do videos like this, and I was like, her routine is so fun. Let's try it. Let's outline what did a day for Ursula K. Le Guin look like writing wise. So basically, Ursula started her mornings at 5:30 and she woke up, laid in bed and thought of things, and then at 6:15 she actually got up and made breakfast, and in parentheses it is lots, so we know she was eating a lot of breakfast at the time. And then at 7:15 she sits down and writes for about 5 hours until noon, and at noon she eats lunch for an hour. Then from 1 to 3 she listens to music or reads, and or both, maybe both. And then from 3 to 5 she does housework and correspondence, and then from 5 to 8 is dinner time, 3 hours of dinner, kind of love that. And then 8 onward is just for stupid things that she would rather not talk about, which I fully accept. After 8, I'm like, I'm done. So I'm going to try out this writing routine for 5 days and let you know how it works for me. So let's get started on day 1. Fair warning, I am so tired in these clips. I was getting up and immediately filming, so apologies in advance. It happened exactly as I feared. I was lying there and thinking consciously. I was consciously going, I'm thinking right now, I'm thinking thoughts. And then I was unconscious and I fell asleep. So it is 5 minutes to 8. So I'm gonna be starting my writing an hour later. You know, it's a good effort. It's the first day. We're trying our best. So I just basically skipped the morning things. So I was trying to think and then I fell asleep. I'm gonna eat my breakfast as I start writing because it's a challenge for a reason. It is challenging. As far as where I'm starting with my writing, it is kind of a crazy part. Not a crazy part in the story, just a crazy part to start with. The last time I spoke to you guys and I was talking about this project was the last time I was writing. So I left off on a chapter that I have to first draft. And if you didn't know, I'm in the second draft of my book right now. But there's a chapter that I need to include and it doesn't exist, so I have to first draft it. And I haven't planned this chapter. That's the first thing we're gonna do. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna plan the chapter that I need to write because I don't really know what I kind of like. I've had like a month to think about this. I haven't been writing for like a month, so I have been thinking about it, but haven't like sat down and written out what I want to do. So I'm gonna have to do that for the first part of today, which is fine. I'm gonna need timeline, the beat sheet, and the second draft. Okay, that is what we're gonna start with. So I'm on chapter 8. That's my toast. Let me go get my toast. Okay, I have toast now. So essentially what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna start filling out my beat sheet for this chapter. I'm thinking it's gonna be like a flashback chapter. I'm rolling in my grave, truly. There's a big part of like this character's backstory, the character that I'm writing from, what's his name? W. I don't feel like we've gotten to see a lot of like the stuff from his past, and I think that would be interesting to do that, but I've definitely taken a lot from like, I don't really love flashbacks. I think there's a specific way I like that people do them, and that's usually like an integrated flashback, which I've done for my other character's perspective, which is like integrated. To me, like an integrated flashback is like a scene is happening and it prompts a sort of remembrance and it prompts a flashback, which is the only type of flashback that I really like reading. So that's the type of flashback I'm hopefully gonna do, but I have to just figure out what is the scene that's prompting this flashback, and then what is like happening in the scene of the flashback. Do I have to figure out the whole thing? Yes, I do. But that's okay. I have an idea. I have an idea of what's gonna happen, but not a fully like thought out plan. And that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna have out the plan and we're gonna eat my toast, and it's gonna be beautiful. And it's 8 o'clock, so. All right, so I started working on my chapter, planned it out. Now I actually have an idea of what I'm writing, but I did stop to make a little bit more breakfast because Ursula would not be happy that I only had toast. Okay, so I wrote until like 11:30. I wrote like 2,300-ish words. I just wanted to finish that chapter I was writing. And then I was like, I actually don't like want to write more. It was really hard to write for that long. I did have to take a break and multiple like pee breaks. But mostly I didn't want to switch between, I feel like there's really a different brain that I have to use to like first draft something and like come up with that from my head and second draft something. So I didn't want to go from like one to the other. The subsequent chapter is a second draft chapter, as most of them should be. But so I did that, and then I went on a run for like 45 minutes, which was really nice. There's no like time built into the schedule for like working out, but like working out is something I do like every day. So I kind of like needed to work that in. So I did that, and then I had lunch, and then I did a little arm workout because I still had a little bit more energy. And now it is 1, and it is the time, and I showered. And now it is 1, so this is the time that Ursula reads or listens to music, and I'm gonna do both. I find this really interesting because like the next like chunk of time that she does is like correspondence and housework, and I think it's interesting that she doesn't go straight from like lunch to doing that, because for me, like, lunch is like the only break I really need, and then I kind of go back to doing things, and I'm just someone who likes to get things done like in the beginning of the day and not like later. So anyway, we're doing it as Ursula does today. I'm gonna start this book that I recently picked up called We Had to Remove This Post, and it's really short, so I might actually finish it in this time. I do have other stuff to do. I have to edit the podcast, which I'm gonna do during the correspondence part because I don't have any correspondence. I did actually send an email. After I got done writing, I did send an email, so go me. I hate sending emails. So I'm gonna probably edit during that time. But anyway, I'm gonna read during the allotted reading time. So I'm gonna start this book. I got to 86 pages into, what is this called? We Had to Remove This Post, and like people hate this book. This has the lowest Goodreads rating I have ever seen in my entire life. I think it's like, it was popular on Book Talk and people like hyped it up a lot, and so like people then went to read it and like were really disappointed, but I had no idea what this was about, and I actually had like low expectations going into it, and I'm really liking it. I don't think it's like the craziest thing I've read, but it is really interesting. It's about moderators of like the internet, which I think it's mostly of like Instagram or Facebook, which is kind of the same thing. So it's about like the life of this one moderator and just like the atrocities that they experience, and then just like her normal mundane life. I don't know. I think it's interesting. I like it. It's like, I'm over halfway done. It's a very short book, so enjoying it. So I read some of that. I edited the podcast for like 2 freaking hours. Oh my god. I think I lost brain cells, but I did that, and I got that scheduled for tomorrow. A little bit on the wire, but that's okay. And now I'm gonna watch some YouTube, decompress a little bit, and then I'm gonna do some laundry, or I'm gonna have some dinner and then do some laundry. That seems like the right order, and call it a day. I don't know what I'm gonna do tonight, but at 8 p.m. it says we do stupid things, and I love doing stupid things, so maybe I'll watch a show or a movie or something, or maybe I'll read more. You know, I am interested in this book, so maybe I'll read more, or maybe I'll save it for tomorrow. I think I more actively sat there and thought, but I did fall asleep, so now it's time to go write. I'm sitting here asking myself how Ursula does this, how she did this. I'm so fucking tired. I can't do this. I want to go to sleep. I finished my writing at noon, like literally exactly. I was writing, like the writing from like 7 to 8 was horrendous and so fucking difficult. Like I was falling asleep. And I hit my groove, and I was taking like breaks every hour. So like for about 15 minutes every hour, I would stop and watch a YouTube video because like I cannot focus for that long. It was really productive. I wrote 2 chapters of like second draft. I second drafted 2 chapters, and I think I was at like 23,000 something to start, and I ended with like 28,500-ish. Lots of words written if we're counting those things. I had lunch, and then I went on a run. Then I took a shower. Still need to do laundry. That'll happen eventually. I made my bed, and then I dried my hair, and now I'm gonna read. I have like less than 50 pages left in this book, so I'm going to pick this back up right now and read the rest of it probably. After that's all said and done, it's like 2:30, so I have a half hour left of my reading and music time, which I did. Did I listen to music on my run? I didn't today. I can't really count that as music, but I had to go on a run. It had to happen. I'm gonna read now. Okay, I have 6 pages left, but it's 3 p.m. so I have to do my correspondence. Now I'm actually gonna do correspondence today. Oh my gosh, look at me. I have emails to send. So I am going to be applying for an internship. So that's an email I have to send. That's actually the only email I have to send. I gotta be honest. I'm trying to think if I have other emails to send, and I really don't. So I think I'm gonna send that email, which shouldn't take too long because I think I just have to pop in my cover letter and my resume. Then I will finish my book because yeah, I also already did my housework. If I can actually do laundry today, that would be another thing for my housework of this portion of the day, is that I need to do laundry. Living in a house with 5 people is like literally like just being at my apartment where I have to wait to do laundry because other people are using the machine. Like, it's kind of crazy. I'm gonna go do my correspondence and then hopefully do some housework. I think I'm just like above lit, and that's why like my under eyes look so bad. That's what we're gonna go with because I don't feel like I'm that tired. Hello, it is like 7:30 at this point because I made breakfast. But like the laying there and thinking, like I wake up at 5:30, like my alarm goes off, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wake, and then I go back to sleep. I made my breakfast, my toast, and I'm sitting down to write for the day. I'm hoping to get 2 more chapters done today because 2 chapters yesterday was like a very good amount for me. I'm not sure what the 2 chapters I have are next, and that is the thing. I also think I have another first draft chapter coming up, but I don't know which one it is. Okay, so I'm on chapter 11. I think I told you. The chapter 12 is gonna be a first draft chapter. I do have notes written for it, so we'll see how this goes. Because I am definitely not right now in the headspace of first drafting something, but we'll see. Hello. It's almost noon, so I'm calling it. It's like 15 minutes to noon. I'm not laughing and loving today. The first chapter I wrote today, or I like did my second draft of today. Also, I am wearing this sweatshirt all week. Don't worry, I washed it. Did the first chapter and it needed such little revisions. Like it was like very good. And what I did essentially, I've talked about this before, I had a longer chapter and I wanted to split it up and then put another chapter in between it. So I like found the place I wanted to split it up and I did that. And then I'm writing this other chapter. And the fact that I'm first drafting this chapter, and this chapter that I'm first drafting is actually making me want to die. It is actively making me hate this book. And I love this book. Like I actually like love this book. Like this is so good. I'm so happy with it. But like writing this chapter makes me despise it. And I don't like it. And I am also like very conscious of the fact that I'm 106 pages of like my docs pages into this book. And we are like still in Act 1. We are like still in Act 1. Like, or like what I consider to be Act 1. Even though, like, logically, like, it's not the worst thing that could be happening because, like, I'm on chapter 12 right now. That's the chapter I'm working on that I'm first drafting and hating every minute of it. And then chapter 13 would be my last chapter of Act 1, as I consider it to be Act 1. And then from 14 to 28, 29 is, like, Act 2. And then from there, it's Act 3. I'm thinking it's okay. I'm also thinking, is it just like a slow paced book? And is it slow paced? Like, is the pacing slow or is it just like good? Is the pacing slow or is this just a longer book? And I just don't know how to write a longer book and like not be concerned about the fact that it's like longer, you know? So I'm calling it quits on chapter 12 today. I'm gonna finish it tomorrow. I'm like 1,200 words into it. Like, I do hate it. I do hate it and I hate writing it. And I was getting so distracted while I was writing. The most distracted I've gotten during these like 5-hour stints because like, let me tell you what I was doing that I was distracted by. I was working on my book playlist, not for this book, but for my other book because I just filmed my writing update and I'm getting excited about that book again. And so I was just adding to that playlist and I was like, is this a productive use of my time? No, it's not. And then I took a break and I was like, feeling invigorated after the break. And then I just couldn't get focused again. That is the problemo currently. I think this chapter needs like 500 more words. It's gonna be a short chapter. Like, it just needs to like be a filler, like not filler. Filler seems bad because like it's advancing some things on the plot. Like it's helping some things. If this was a movie, maybe it would be cut out. But if this was a series, it would be in it. And that's the key. So I think it's fine. Yeah, I just have to write like 500 more words-ish and then finish that up and then do the next chapter. And the next chapter I have literally no notes for. I have literally no freaking notes because it's that good. Imagine the confidence in me. But I'm gonna stop now. I'm right now 32,810 words into this freaking book. Crazy. I'm gonna make some lunch. I have to do a workout and then I have to take a shower after that. And then I'll do my reading. I started a new book last night, which I'm really excited about because I'm back in my reading game. Like, I've really been liking physically reading, like having that time every day to physically read. I'll do like a whole reflection on like this experiment, but having the time every day to physically read is really nice. So I'm gonna read after that. And then I'm sending out an internship application. I think I told you I was gonna send it yesterday. I'm sending it today because I wanted more time to look over it. And I did just get an internship rejection today. Oh, I have to like help out around the house and do stuff like that. And probably put my clothes away that I did laundry yesterday. That's about it on my end. Oh, and I need to edit a video. I need to edit a video today. Actually, that's kind of important. I need to do that because I've just been making videos and I haven't been editing them. those pancakes took a little bit longer than expected. I did start them at like 6:45. Well, I did wake up at 6:45. So was I over ambitious? Is it now 8:20? Yes. They weren't even very good, I gotta be honest. The pancake to banana ratio was just like off. So they were just kind of like, they were mid. Anyway, I also like came here and like to my little writing station and I was like, I don't have my headphones, I don't have my glasses, I can't see, can't listen to music. But anyway, I'm gonna finish up chapter 12 right now, which is the chapter that I'm first drafting and hating. I didn't have enough like goals in mind for this chapter of like, what is it that this is like furthering in the plot? And like I've come up with an idea of what it's accomplishing. Like, I mean, it's doing a couple things. It's doing a couple things, but it's just like, I don't want to be doing that. But then I think the next chapter is going to be so much easier. And I'm like very much looking forward to that because I really like the next chapter. So like I said, I think I have like 500 more words to add to this. I'm just going to kind of like go back a little bit and read just where I'm at in the chapter to get like a better idea of how to continue and finish her up. So hopefully we'll have chapter 12 and chapter 13 done today. Should I be over ambitious and say I'm also gonna start chapter 14? Probably not. But we'll see. We'll see. The day is young. The day is young. I did like nothing yesterday. That's why I have like no footage, because I really just like stopped doing things after I wrote yesterday. I kind of just gave up. Now I have a lot to do today, so. Hello, a few updates for you. Today I stopped writing around 11:30. I did more than I was planning on. So I basically finished chapter 13, which was really easy and I really liked it because I didn't have to do much. And then I started chapter 14. I think this is correct. Chapter 14 begins in a way that I guess I wasn't liking when I was doing my read through. So I just did basically the opening of chapter 14 and then called it quits for the day because I needed to edit a gosh darn video because I don't know, like it's not that I haven't had time. I didn't do anything yesterday, to be honest. I just felt like I haven't had time to edit. So I finally edited a video. It took like not nearly that much time. So I got that done and it did cut into my reading time for today. So sorry, Ursula. Sorry, Ursula. I'm gonna get to my reading now. I am currently reading This Is Where the World Ends. I had never heard of, but I am really enjoying. I even read some of this last night before I went to bed. Crazy addition to my life routine. But I am 48 pages into it. Not very far. It's kind of like, I don't know if I described the other book. Am I describing books in this video? I'll tell you what it's about. It's about Micah and Janie or Janny. I don't fucking know. I don't know. And they are like best friends. They are BFFLs. Like they are BFFLs. They're like next door neighbors for a lot of their life, and then they become not next door neighbors anymore, and it causes this huge shift. They're best friends, but like they keep it a secret from everyone, which I think is interesting. Anyways, basically I told them before and after chapters. The after is like after this big blow up party, and by blow up I mean literal smoke, flames, fire going on, where Janie's new house like burned down, and now we don't know where Janie is, or Janny, or well, do we know where she is? I don't know. She's just not there. So and Micah's like having memory issues, which I love the amnesia trope. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading this for the next little bit. I was gonna go on a walk, but I then decided that today is a pajamas day because yesterday was a I do nothing day, but today is a productive pajamas day where I do things but I don't leave my house or my pajamas, which I think is great, and I think it's really good for the soul. So that's what I'm doing today. And who knows, you know, might go crazy, might post on Instagram today. I never post on my Instagram. If you follow like my bookstagram, I never post on my other Instagram either. I don't post on Instagram very often, but I love Instagram. Always on there. I might put my clothes away. I have to take my word wall down. Let me tell you about the word wall while we're here. Okay, I had this idea when I was in like high school and middle school that every like corner of my room would be a filming location. So like this was an ideally like a filming location. I didn't have my bookshelves here. I had like my bed here, but anyway, my bookshelves are here. That's a filming location, hence the tripod. And then we had like my bed here, which like you just saw. And then I had this corner where I had like lights and I had like this stuff here. And then I had these shelves, which I used to film in front of like very long time ago. Anyway, so this wall is like dubbed the word wall because it has a lot of words on it, if you can tell. And I didn't come up with this idea. This was inspired by one of my favorite books, which is All the Bright Places, and Finch makes a word wall. He cuts out pages of books, and I didn't do that because I think that's evil, and puts the like good positive words on the wall. And I liked that idea, and I did it with magazines because I love collage and I love magazines. So I worked on this for like a few years, and then I kind of stopped because I ran out of room, and I'm not very tall. I have to take this down because we're moving. And yeah, like my parents are moving, so like my childhood home, my childhood bedroom's not gonna exist anymore. But this has to get taken out. So I might do this and listen to an audiobook, which seems like actually kind of a good idea. But now it's preserved in history. I also don't want to do it because it's gonna be like a lot. I'm not gonna be emo about it. I don't think I'm gonna be emo about it. This is a process later. This is a process later type of vibe. Actually, I actually have to do that. So maybe I'm gonna do that now and not physically read. Maybe I'm gonna listen to my audiobook or listen to music. Oh my god, Ursula loves music. I'm gonna listen to music and take down the word wall because I'm not loving my audiobook right now. I'm rereading a book via audio, and I'm not sure if I like doing it that way. So we're not gonna talk about my audiobook. I'm gonna listen to music. Yes. Okay guys, so I did do this for 5 days, like I said in the intro, but I didn't film it all on the 5th day because I just like, I felt like this was super repetitive, and like maybe because I don't normally record vlogs when I'm revising, but I just feel like it's the same thing, and I'm doing a routine, so it's like very much the same thing. So I got kind of bored of it, to be honest with you, but I did all the same things and I followed the routine on day 5. I just didn't film it, and I ended up getting to over 40,000 words in my manuscript, which is kind of crazy because I'm not even at the halfway point. That's okay. It's gonna be a long book. It's gonna be a long process. I'm gonna just like wrap up my thoughts about this writing routine. So things that I like. I liked getting my writing done early in the day. I really liked having my first part of my day being my writing so that I could then move on to other stuff during the rest of the day. I like that I got it over with. It's one of those things, like I love doing things in the morning because I love not doing things later in the day. I think that like getting writing done first thing was really, really great for me, and that worked super well. Especially, I even liked doing that really long kind of stint, even though I did break it up with like little 15-minute breaks in between. I did like kind of focusing on writing for like 5 hours a day. I really like that. I mean, if I had the time every day to focus on writing for 5 hours, that would be awesome. Yeah, I really liked getting writing over with in the first part of the day. I liked having a dedicated time to read, which I never have. Like, when I'm writing, I am typically not thinking about reading outside books at all. It is like the furthest thing from my mind. Maybe I'll put on an audiobook here or there, but I really won't be consuming other people's words just because I've always thought it would mess up my writing, just like impact the voice and stuff in my head. Anyways, but I really liked having like 2 hours a day to just like sit and read. It was so lovely. Like, it was the first time I have like been reading in the middle of the day in so long, and like it just was so nice. I really liked doing that. Because I'm at my parents' house, I didn't have a lot of housework or correspondence to do during that time, so that was not really very helpful for me. But I did like the 8 o'clock deadline of being done with everything at 8 o'clock, because that is typically how I like to function. I mean, on a good day, I actually stopped doing everything at like 6, but 8 o'clock is like the perfect time to like chill out and mellow and just like be dead to the world. So I really liked that. Some things that didn't work for me, the whole getting up at 5:30 and not doing a single thing. I cannot get behind it. It did not work for me. Absolutely not. It literally, every time I tried to do it, every time my alarm went off at 5:30 and I said, ooh, it's my alarm. It's time to sit here and think about nothing, but like do nothing and think. And I consciously was like, I'm gonna do that. And then every time I would fall asleep and then wake up right when I had to sit down at my computer and write. So like there was no in between for me. Like I also didn't get that hour of like doing breakfast because I was like, when I wake up, I have to get up immediately. I cannot just lay around, you know, especially since like it's not like get on your phone, which is horrible for you. You shouldn't get on your phone the first thing in the morning. But since I'm literally not doing anything, it was impossible for me not to fall back asleep. Like, I don't know how she did it. I have to get up immediately and have breakfast and like do something active to wake my brain up, because like I cannot just lie there like and think. I can't do it. The other thing that didn't work for me, like I said, I really tried to stay active. It is something that is very, very beneficial to me for my health, my mental health, and my physical health. I run a lot and I lift weights, and who cares? I'm a very active person, so not having like a specific time to work out in the day is kind of annoying, and I know I'm not gonna find that in the routines. I don't know if I'm gonna find someone who's like a runner and also like a writer and like have time to write and run at the same time. For me, I just had to like cut into my other times of like reading or correspondence or whatever. And also like I'm someone who likes to do a workout early in the day because I like to, again, get things over with early in the morning. So waiting until like after I got my writing done and stuff for the day was kind of like, I don't know, I get less motivation as the day wears on and I'm just like, oh, I could just not work out and that's not good for me. So I didn't love doing that and like waiting till like 1, 2 to like go on a run, which wasn't my ideal time. I think those are my general thoughts and opinions on Ursula K. Le Guin's writing routine. I feel like it was kind of like 50-50. I got lots of words written. I was very productive in these 5 days of writing, which was literally awesome. What a great way to start the year. I got kind of bored with the monotony of the routine as well. That was kind of another thing. I was very bored with with every day waking up and writing and and then reading at a certain time every day. It was kind of annoying. But that is the basis of this challenge. Anyways, let me know if there is any other author or writer who you would like to see me follow their routine in the comments down below. I'm thinking of challenging myself to do something crazy next time, but we shall see if that ends up happening. I am planning on doing some more of these kind of like more fun writing challenges to kind of mix things up for the channel, just because right now I'm in the process of revising a book and revising is just like a boring process. Like it is not fun. I'm not really like trying to get to a word count goal or like trying to finish a story, so it's like really boring to watch, at least in my opinion. It's boring for me to film, so I'm definitely going to keep trying to do these fun little challenges to spice things up for my writing in the future, just as I'm doing this revising process. And I will be revising most of the year, so let's be honest about that. Anyways, let me know if there's any writing videos you want to see from me in the future, how your writing is going. As always, let me know. And with that being said, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all of the things, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!